boy Blastphamoushd. Today, coming at you with a video that I'm not gonna really enjoy too much. As you guys already know, I am deeply afraid of underwater. It gives me anxiety in a way that I don't tell people it does. It's worse than my fear of heights for some reason. Don't ask me why. If you guys want to watch the original video, the link in the description down below is my top 5 finest.
The oceans and seas are treacherous places filled with all kinds of dangers. Divers are constantly exploring these places, and during their exploration, they witness some incredible things, and sometimes become part of some really scary stuff. They are, after all, in a completely different world. Join us as we take a look at 5 scariest.
I just don't do large bodies of water and the animals that live in them.
Videos caught by divers. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every minute. Number 5. Sharks running into divers. Believe it or not, sharks really aren't interested in humans, and many of the attacks you hear about involve surfers who look like seals swimming on the surface of the water. If a shark could tell the difference between a human and a seal, it would go after the seal. It was once thought that great white sharks have poor eyesight, but it was recently found that they have excellent eyesight, but roll their eyeballs back into the eye sockets to prevent injury. It's a good time to mention that, for some reason, of which we tried to understand and do a little research, most wetsuits are completely black, which is coincidentally the same color as seals. This is probably why many divers are attacked, such as the man in the video you're about to see. These 2 divers, who are father and son, are part of a salvage team and were exploring the ocean floor in South Africa when they got a surprise visit from a great white shark. In the short 4-second clip, the shark suddenly appears out of nowhere behind one of the divers and then bares its teeth for a moment, looking as if it was gonna attack, and almost bites the head off the diver. The diver perhaps felt the tip of the shark's mouth bump him in the head and then quickly ducks as the shark swims past him. Some experts believe that the shark had realized in that instant that the pair were not prey and left without any interest. And in another video, divers in the same South African waters swimming off the coast of Durban looked as though they might become part of a shark attack. In the footage, one of the divers is trying to avoid a black-tipped shark which looks as though it's going to attack him, while one of the other divers is filming the group of sharks. The diver then makes a movement with his hands that creates some bubbles which distract the shark for a moment, but the shark then turns around to get back to the diver, or so it looks like, and instead charges and collides with the other diver who was filming head on. The shark ended up hitting the diver right in the face, which knocked off his mask and pulled the regulator from his mouth. The divers say the shark was startled and was trying to get away. Believe it or not, no one was hurt in these 2 incidents, which is surprising. Number 4. Scuba diver attacked by a shark.
People wonder why I don't scuba dive.
Sharks are probably the biggest thing that scuba divers have to worry about when they're diving or fishing. And when it comes to sharks, the great white is probably the most dangerous next to the bull shark. That is because this shark simply has more aggressive behavior than the other sharks and will attack just about anything it sees as being food. The other thing that makes this shark so dangerous is the fact that it can survive in any kind of water, salt or fresh, and with that said, it can be found in just about any body of water. A bull shark also has a really strong bite and is one of the top 3 sharks likely to attack a human, with the great white and the tiger shark being the other 2. This shark has a fitting nickname, the pit bull of the sea, and in just a second you'll see why. A diver decided he would do a little spear fishing in Australia off the North Queensland coast, but this time the hunter would turn out to be the hunted. In the video, the diver goes in for a deep dive and gets about halfway down when he spots a shark on the edge of the channel deep in the water. The diver said the shark didn't worry him, but then the shark sees the diver and turns and starts swimming towards the diver at full charge. The diver thinks that the shark won't attack him and was just gonna poke him with the spear gun a little to show he's not food, but the shark doesn't care and viciously bites the end of the spear gun. The diver lunged forward with the gun a little bit, but it appears the gun goes off and impales the shark. The diver couldn't tell if the shark was incapacitated at this point and let go of the gun to get out of the water. It did appear as though the bull shark was in trouble with the spear gun stuck to the inside of its mouth as it was writhing around, and the shark began sinking. However, the diver decided to keep swimming away and thought that the shark would spit out the spear gun, not knowing at the time the shark was impaled. Number 3. Whale protect.
taking a bit of a break.
Diver. It probably goes without saying that whales are intelligent creatures, and perhaps even smarter than man when you consider that their habitat has been nearly destroyed by human pollution and whales have been nearly hunted to extinction. But this story is truly remarkable. A whale biologist was filming a giant humpback whale when something extraordinary occurred. It's speculated that whales have an intuitive nature to protect other animals and other species of animals, including humans. A marine biologist, Nan Hauser, who was 63 years old at the time of this incident, said this was something she believed in. However, this is something that's never been caught on film. This video footage shows the gentle giant guiding the diver in a certain direction, and it's not too long that Nan makes it to the surface and then tells her team that there's a shark close by in the water. And this wasn't just any small shark just passing through, but it was a 15-foot tiger shark. As you watch the video, it looks as though the giant humpback whale is just being playful and friendly as it pushes Nan around the water and keeps circling back as though it's curious. But until Nan realized there was actually a shark beneath them circling around, she then realized the whale's behavior was protective. During this time, the whale even glides along with Nan over the top of its fin as it moves through the water. If you notice, the whale does this several times in an effort to hide her from the predator below. And at one point, the whale even pushes Nan to the surface of the water with its head and mouth. She also said that the other whale went to the surface and slapped its tail in the water to frighten away or alert others that danger was present. At first, Nan thought that the shark was another whale who was coming to join in on the fun. But when she saw the way the shark swam, moving its tail left to right instead of up and down like a whale, she realized it was a menacing shark swimming towards her. The video footage also captures the moment when Nan is back safely on the boat and the whale surfaces to check on her. Number 2. Oxygen tank failed.
I don't trust nothing, especially not nothing that big and in the water. I don't, No, I'm more scared of the whale than I am of the shark, just for its sheer size alone.
Failure. The seas and oceans are treacherous places, and divers need good equipment as their lives depend on it. If that equipment fails and you're on your own, your chances of survival are suddenly cut in half. This is the story of two friends, Nick Burke and Matt Henderson, who were out on a 30-minute fishing dive off the coast of Hillary's Boat Harbor in Perth, Western Australia. The two friends were about to finish up the dive when they realized they were in deep trouble, literally. At 100 feet underwater, Matt's gear suddenly failed, and he had lost his oxygen mask from an oxygen tank that had failed. It might not seem like 100 feet underwater is very much, but when you watch the video, you realize just how deep the two are. Matt suddenly swam towards Nick and then very quickly ripped off his mask, which obviously indicated trouble with the equipment. Nick's instincts took over, and at that moment he pulled out his spare oxygen regulator. But the most dangerous part of the ordeal was not yet over. If you're a diver and you're far below the surface of the water, you have to make your way back to the surface slowly, or you can suffer what's called the bends, which actually can be fatal. This rapid ascent can cause a formation of gas bubbles, mostly nitrogen, in the blood. It can affect any area of the body, including the lungs, the heart, and the brain, and can be potentially deadly. In the scary footage, the two are seen moving to the surface, and at one point it looks as though Matt has lost consciousness. And for the record, Matt is an Army veteran and had 8 years of diving experience at the time of the accident. When his mask stopped working and he started taking in water, he said that he had started to black out and thought he was gonna die. The two divers were rushed to the hospital and ended up spending 5 hours in the emergency room. But they survived one of the scariest diving moments caught on film.
I wonder if they went back to diving after that one, man. I might have to just go ahead and decide to take up ping pong or something after that one, man. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that seemed a little bit too close for comfort.
1. Tiger Shark Thief. As we talked about earlier in the video, tiger sharks are one of the 3 known sharks that'll attack a human. But what wasn't previously known is that these sharks can end up being potential thieves of high-tech equipment, namely your video camera. Some divers were on holiday in the Bahamas and looked like they were too close to a group of tiger sharks when one of the sharks decides he's had enough of the filming and proceeds.
Shark rolled up like, hey yo, that's a nice camera. Run it!
To take away one of the diver's video cameras. In the footage, you can see the tiger shark as it approaches the diver holding the camera. The large tiger shark swims right towards the diver and goes to bite the camera. Thinking that the shark will probably let go of the camera, the diver holds onto his expensive equipment as the shark continues to swim away. It is at this moment that the situation probably became a bit scary, as there are other sharks around, and it looks as though a tiger shark has a hold of one of the divers. The shark can be seen chewing on the camera, and at this point, the photographer is trying to pull the camera free. But surprisingly, the shark does not let go of the camera. The shark then spins around and wrestles the camera from the diver's hands and calmly swims off with it still in its mouth. It would seem that even at this point, the shark would probably drop the camera, but the shark keeps the camera in its mouth and continues to swim away, showing that tiger sharks are awesome thieves. However, what you might not know is that tiger sharks are a unique species of shark that are known for their really bizarre eating habits, in which they are known to eat edible, man-made objects, and in this case, including expensive cameras.
Bruh, that is hilarious. You got your pockets ran by a shark. Send me videos that you guys want me to check out, especially underwater scary videos. I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of them because of reasons. It's your boy Blastphamoushd. Make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. The links in the video, the links in the description down below for the original video. Twist.